and deeper. Good.
Welcome to this episode of Hypnotist Grace Exposition. Joining us tonight is Grace. How are you?
Hello, I'm well.
You look
thank
exactly
you.
like the last time we met.
Yes. It's funny how that happens.
I know. So, Grace, you are a hypnotist in Manhattan.
Yes.
Tell us, how did you get started?
Well, I used to actually work in sales and in corporate
Oh, really?
fundraising.
Really?
And I had a very, very busy, hectic, crazy schedule. And somewhere along the way, someone had suggested to me that I read Michael Newton's Journey of Souls.
Oh, really?
And at the time, I just thought it was the most fascinating nonsense I'd ever heard of. But I figured I had to experience it for myself.
For those of us who have never read the book.
It's all about past life regressions.
Okay.
And so I said, you know what, let me just go see what this would be like for myself. Because I had questions about my career. Why was I doing something that was so stressful and so exhausting and causing so much anxiety? And this book had indicated that if I looked into my past lives, I would know more about this life.
Right.
So I figured, let me go try it. And it was just an incredible experience. And from there, I went on to experience a couple clinical hypnotherapy sessions. I quit smoking.
Wow.
I overcame my fear of public speaking and singing in
You?
public.
No way.
Majorly, absolutely. You couldn't even push me
Really?
out there. It had gotten so bad. And then I just got really angry, actually, and I said, you know what, this tool can't be considered niche anymore. It can't be considered weird anymore. This needs to be the first resort for people instead of the last resort. And so I got my certification, and I started doing it part-time, and then before I knew it, I
Wow.
loved it so much, I had to do it full-time.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Do you have anything that you specialize in?
It's interesting. I have never chosen a specialization, but I find that my clients and the topics that they come to me to work on come in an ebb and a flow. And so in 1 month, I might get 20 people for insomnia, and in 1 month, I'll get 20 people for nail biting. In one
Wow.
month, I'll get 20 people for chronic fear of flying. So I don't have one core specialization, except
Right.
for maybe to help people in corporate America
Okay.
get calmer and be more present.
Wow.
But other than that,
That's a
I've
great niche.
had a lot of experience in different areas. Yeah.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
What is your favorite kind of hypnosis induction?
There's a number of different inductions I enjoy doing, but one that's sort of a combination of a rapid induction and a relaxation induction. And the process that I usually do afterwards is called a cord cutting.
Right.
So should I tell them a little bit about what that is?
Please.
A cord cutting is basically a...
No knives, right?
No, no knives, all done in hypnosis, I promise. It's not a horror film. Basically what it does is it cuts the energetic charge that you have.
Right.
Every time that you meet somebody, whether it's for a moment and they're serving you coffee, or whether you're married to them, or whether they were your 5th grade teacher, you created an energetic cord to that person. And some of those connections are really healthy. The energy flows equally in either direction, and there's positivity happening. And then there are some people in your life who end up feeling a little bit like vampires, right? They're just sucking the energy out of your life.
That's true.
And so I was doing this for a number of my clients with tremendous success. We would cut the cord. In some of these instances, the relationship actually improved on the physical plane. In other instances, the actual relationship didn't change at all. Just my client felt better about it in general. They were just more neutral and therefore had reclaimed their power. And then what we found is we started doing these things for actual objects. So I started doing cord cutting on alcohol for people who wanted to cut back their consumption.
Right.
We would do cord cutting on an upcoming paper that's due.
Right.
So that you wouldn't be so nervous about it and you could just be neutral and get your work done.
If somebody's having a hard time doing the paper, how would the cord cutting process work?
The way that I would do it, I would have them see the finished project before them, usually in a bubble.
Okay.
and to repeat a hypnotic affirmation again and again until they felt neutral while looking at it. Then I would tell them to notice that there's a cord connecting them to that project,
Right.
to see what it's made of and where it connects to them.
Right.
Then we would have them do a process where they take their power back into their body from
Right.
that project,
Right.
and then at the end cut the cord from it.
Right.
And therefore they become more neutralized, more empowered, and better able to get the work done.
Wow, that's great. Is the cord tying the person, like the client, up with another person, or does it tie it up with something source of like a tug and pull?
Right. So what I've noticed is it varies, but typically
Okay.
if you're taking your power back from one of those sort of vampiric relationships,
Right.
it's always person to person.
Okay.
And a very interesting aspect of this is some people see belly to belly, basically like an umbilical cord.
Oh, really?
Some people see hip to hip or hand to hand or
Right.
head to hip.
Right.
And I'm starting to see patterns based on where the cords are connecting
Okay.
you to. So I don't want to make any, I don't want to state what they mean just yet
Okay.
because I'm in the beginning of that research, but
Okay.
I am starting to see trends of what that means.
What do you mean by C?
So, for example, if someone were, this is a pure example. I'll come back on the show when I have more
Okay.
findings. So, for example, let's say I have 3 clients.
Okay.
2 of them are doing cord cuttings with, let's say, their mother. They want
Right.
to have a better relationship with their mom, and they feel too emotionally invested in everything she says, and it
Right.
gets them riled up every time they're on the phone.
Right.
And 2 of them might see that the cords connect from belly button to belly button, which would be
Right.
like an umbilical cord.
Right.
And in those 2 relationships, they both feel completely overwhelmed and overpowered by the energetic connection with their mom. The third person might also be doing a cord cutting with their mom, but let's say it's hip to head.
Okay.
And so they don't feel overwhelmed by their mom, or they don't feel like, oh my God, she's just always judging me. Instead, they sort of feel like, you know, my mom has this issue with food, and I feel like I've just got the same issue with food that she always had,
Right.
and I just don't want to have it anymore.
Okay.
So it's a lot less
So the cord is
Emotional.
between them and the mom, or them with
Right.
the food?
them with the mom.
Okay.
Yeah, but you could do another one with them in food. But what's interesting is if they say to me, I feel like I got this behavior from my mom,
Right.
it would be more effective to cut the cord from the
Right.
mother.
Okay.
Because all of a sudden now their relationship with their food is starting over fresh.
Right.
That makes sense?
So you start off with the persons having a problem in a relationship
Yeah.
with their goals, or with another person.
Yeah, with a living person.
Okay. Wow, that's great. That's very interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it.
And so how would you proceed with that kind of hypnosis process?
Well, I can show you if you want.
Oh, really?
Or I can tell you if you want. But basically the way that I would determine if this would be good for someone
Right.
is if they really just want to be free
Right.
from an aspect of that relationship. So this
What
is
if you don't know?
if you don't know that you want it.
Or if you don't know if there's a relationship that is holding you back? For example, if somebody have college student have a hard time writing the paper, but he couldn't quite tell if there's a cord between him and another person.
That's impacting it?
Right.
Right. So for my purposes,
Like, do they have to know? Do they have to tell you precisely that this person is holding me back?
no, they wouldn't necessarily need to know that. What would happen is, for example, if they were struggling, let's say, chronically with writing papers, I would ask them a little bit about the history of this and if it began in the beginning of when they started school. If it were something that was new, I would say probably a cord cutting would be beneficial to just do it right then and there with that particular paper because
Right.
it's specific, it's unique, and it's new.
Right.
If this is something that's been going on since the beginning of their experience in school, I would
Right.
ask a little bit more about that. What was it like when you came home with homework? Did your
Right.
parents help? Did they not help? And we'd do some digging. So you
Right.
would either find out that there's a relationship there that prompted this person to have difficulty with their papers, and you could cut the cord there.
Right.
Or you can do it directly to the paper. But either
Right.
way, it neutralizes the situation so you can move forward without being so emotionally bogged down.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. And why don't you give us a demonstration?
I'd love to.
So, do I need a problem?
Yeah, anything that you'd like to improve upon, we'll do a little bit of talking through it to see if there's a
Okay.
chord that we can cut.
So I've talked about this on my show, but I have a new hobby.
Yeah.
That is trading currencies.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of day trading.
Yeah.
But I keep finding myself, you know, identifying the right trade but not take it, and always take the bad trade and then cry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
So it's I went through the phase where I learned the technical part,
Yeah.
and I feel like this is all psychological from now on. And maybe you can help me to get that edge.
Absolutely. So how long have you had this new hobby of day trading?
About 2 years.
2 years. And over the course of the 2 years, how many times would you say you've had that negative experience of choosing the wrong trade and then feeling badly about it afterwards?
In the beginning, is very frequent,
Yeah.
and even now, I have a pattern that is very high risk, but I decided not to take it.
Right.
And then I end up taking a big trade on something that was supposed to be really safe.
Yep.
And
And turns out it wasn't?
well, it is still safe, but I got into it a little bit too early.
Okay.
So it is enduring a lot of pain right now.
I see. Okay.
Right. So it's in red.
Got it.
We know eventually it will go back to green.
Right.
But at the same time, I'm kind of stuck.
I see.
So it turns out it was safe, but like, had I taken the high risk trade, it would have turned out really, really well.
Right. Okay. So you're feeling stuck
Right.
because you're currently in the red.
Right.
So whenever you get to the computer for
Right.
another day of making these decisions, how do you
Right.
feel when you approach it?
I will feel kind of, I won't feel anything
Okay.
until when I'm about to click on it.
Mm-hmm.
You think, maybe I should think about this a little bit better, longer, yeah.
Okay. So is it...
I always feel like the moment I click on it, it's all going to go south.
It's all going to go south.
Right.
Okay.
If I don't click on it, like it looks, I will always think to myself that it looks good, but as soon as I touch it,
Yeah.
it's going to go against me.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. So there's a belief that everything's fine until when you click,
Right.
and then it's going to go south.
Right.
So sort of the opposite of a Midas touch.
Right. It's a negative.
Everything's turning to stone
There's
instead of gold,
diamonds,
right?
Yeah. Just reverse it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the way you put it.
So we want to reverse that, right?
Right.
We either want you to feel completely neutral all the time so that you're making decisions based on your best
Right.
assumption that it
Right.
will go well. And if it weren't to go well, that it wouldn't leave a negative imprint, that you would be able to learn
Right.
intellectually from the choice that you made to make a better decision in the future,
Right.
but that it wouldn't hold you back in any way.
Right.
So is there anyone in your family who did trading before that you may have absorbed this pattern from, or do you feel that it's completely contained to your experience with it?
I'm the only person who do this
Yeah.
in my family, but I guess when I was young, I was always been told that I wouldn't make any money. Maybe that's what's holding me back.
Wow.
Yeah.
And is that something that is an ancestral pattern through your family in this life?
I'm not sure what ancestral, but like we have a rather negative attitude
Right.
toward money.
Okay. And so at least your immediate family, your parents,
Right.
have the same mindset, which is sort of that
Right.
we're just not going to make money, and
Right.
so therefore you won't make money.
Right.
Okay. Okay. So having heard that, my first indication would be to cut the cord on that feeling
Oh, right.
of that belief. And so what I would suggest we do, and you can let me know if you have siblings who have the same belief pattern or if it's just you and your parents.
I don't talk to them.
Okay. There you go. Well, then what we could probably do is put your whole immediate family in one of those bubbles.
Okay.
And just take your power back in the sense that maybe they never made any money, but that has absolutely nothing to do with you.
That's
You're a
true.
very intelligent person with an amazing YouTube channel.
Thanks.
Subscribe if you haven't
Subscribe,
already.
yes.
And you help people as an amazing hypnotist. You've got great karma from all the people that you've helped,
Right, that's true, that's true.
That's like its own currency.
Yes.
And
Frequent deposit, you know.
yes, exactly. So there's just absolutely no reason for you to hold on to that energetic cord for
Right.
that reason. And I'd say we might as well also cut the cord on the trading itself.
Right.
So what I would have you do is see your computer literally
Right.
in that bubble with the different currencies and your choices of trades on the screen, and then to do both. So I'd say if you want to move forward, we'll just take care of both in one foul swoop.
Oh wow, that sounds good. Yeah, it's like 2 for 1.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's like lunch and breakfast at the same time.
I love it. Why not, right?
That's great. Yes.
Cake and eat it too.
2 cakes.
Yeah. Well, we're turning you into Midas, so you might
true.
as well.
That's true, yes.
All right, great. So normally what I would do is, I would share with you a little bit about how hypnosis works and what to
Right.
expect. I know all of your viewers are educated, but I could do
Right.
that for you now, or we could just dive in.
So we can do a short version of it.
Okay, great.
Just so when one of our viewers calls you and they've already know.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, good. So what I usually do is I start off by telling everyone that hypnosis, for me, the way I view it, is really just meditation with a goal.
Right.
And most people have experienced meditation, or they've at least tried to meditate.
Right.
And so they know that it's very much still a conscious state. There's no blackout, right? There's no
Right, that's
forgetting.
true.
Even though you're dipping down into the access point of the subconscious mind, you're still very much aware of your surroundings.
Right.
And that you might even continue to have conscious thoughts.
Right.
That if you've got something important to do later today, you could very well be deep in hypnosis and still remembering, oh, I got to pick up the cucumbers from the shop on the way home.
Right.
You're still being hypnotized. So just allow those conscious thoughts to drift and float, go where they may, and allow yourself, your body, to sink down deeper into that relaxed state.
Right.
And that's basically it.
Wow, that's a great summary of the experience of hypnosis.
Great, thank you. So if you're ready, we can go ahead and dive in.
Let's do that.
And if you're comfortable, either way, would you like to leave your glasses on or
I
take
can leave
them
my
off?
glasses on.
Okay, great. Good. Whatever's comfortable for you. So what I'll do is at this time, is it all right if I use healing touch throughout the session?
No problem.
Okay,
Yes.
great. So the first thing we'll do is have you look straight up at the ceiling.
Okay.
And as you continue to look up at the ceiling, you're just going to notice that sooner rather than later, your eyes become nice and tired. And that pretty soon, no matter how hard you try, those eyes are just going to become so nice and tired that eventually, no matter how hard you try, they just want to close all the way down. Good. And when they finally close all the way down, you're just going to say your favorite color out loud once that happens, taking your time.
Purple.
Good, purple. Now imagining purple. Purple forming at the top of your head at your crown chakra. Beautiful purple, your favorite shade of purple forming at the top of the head. And when you're ready, you'll go ahead and say purple once more. And once you do, you'll imagine purple entering in through the top of your head, into your body, and flowing out through the bottoms of the feet when you're ready. Good, that's exactly right. Purple flowing in through the top of the head, all the way through the body and out through the bottoms of the feet. Excellent work. You now notice your eyelids are so wonderfully deeply relaxed. Your eyelids are so wonderfully deeply relaxed that they just want to stay closed. No matter how hard you try to open them, your eyelids just want to stay closed. And when you're absolutely certain that no matter how hard you try, they'll just stay closed, go ahead and say purple again.
Purple.
Good. Imagining purple. Purple flowing from the top of the head all the way through the body and out through the bottoms of the feet. Purple relaxing you. Purple releasing you. Purple taking you all the way down. Now at this point, you're going to take yourself even deeper. And you're going to do so not now, but when I tell you to. You're going to do so by opening those eyes once more and looking up at the ceiling. And you'll keep those eyes open, looking straight up at the ceiling until I snap my fingers. And when I snap my fingers, you'll close your eyes and you'll easily and effortlessly double your relaxation. All right, opening those eyes, looking straight up at the ceiling. Excellent work. And deeper. Good. That's right. Sitting up easily and effortlessly, doubling your relaxation. Very, very good work. Good. Take a nice, deep, letting go breath, and you find that however is most comfortable for your spine, that you're able to sit that way as you go deeper, deeper, and deeper. Now in just a moment, I'll count you down even deeper. And when I reach the number 1, you'll find that you have arrived in a safe place. That by the time I reach the number 1, you will be in a safe place where you feel wonderfully, deeply relaxed. And your safe place can be real or imagined. It could be a beach or a mountaintop. It could be a magical planet filled with your favorite animal. Or it could be something more simple like your bed at home. Whatever you imagine is perfectly correct. Heading to your safe place now. 5. Going deeper and deeper. Trusting the images and impressions that come. 4. Going deeper and deeper. Trusting the images and impressions that come as you travel to your safe place. 3. Almost there now, feeling absolutely wonderful. 2. And 1. Be there now in your safe place. Hear the sounds of your safe place. Taking a number of nice deep inhalations, smell the pleasant scents of your safe place. Notice the colors of your safe place. And when you're ready, just double the brightness of those colors, making them twice as bold, twice as bright. Good, you're doing really well. Go ahead and imagine reaching out and touching something there in your safe place. Feeling its texture and its weight. Good. And then when you're ready, you'll find that the sound of your own voice takes you even deeper as you easily and effortlessly, in just a few words, describe what your safe place is like. you find that it's easy and effortless for you to speak when you're ready, just describing for us what it's like there in your safe place.
It is quiet.
It is quiet. That's exactly right. And what's it like there where it's quiet?
Peaceful.
Good. It is very peaceful. Excellent work. So there in your quiet, peaceful place, you are the boss. You are the king. You are the ruler. It is your safe place. You make the rules. So what we're going to do in just a moment is you're going to take your power back. You've made a decision to take your power back from any limiting beliefs around making money. And you've decided to take your power back from the experience of day trading, so that when you go to do it, it's an enjoyable and yet neutral experience. One where you learn every day how to improve upon that previous trade. You've made a decision to take your power back from your family, from any family members who have limiting beliefs about money, because simply the fact that they have those beliefs in no way, shape, or form means that you need to have them. Does all that resonate with you? Is it all something you want to do? Good. And on a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being that you want to do this 100%, and 0 being you don't want to do it at all, what number would you say you're on right now?
9.
A 9, good, really good. So what we're going to do is in just a moment, you're going to turn that dial all the way up to a 10. Whatever it is, whatever resistance that's in your body, you're just going to release it. Because in just a moment, I'm going to say your favorite color followed by 3, 2, 1, and then I'll snap my fingers. And when I snap my fingers, you're going to turn from a 9 to a 10, okay? Good. Purple. 3. Getting ready to turn the dial up. 2 and 1. And when you've reached a level 10, let me know and describe for me how that feels.
It feels good.
Good, it feels good. Excellent work. So now that you're at a level 10, you want these things 100%. You're going to notice now that there are 2 bubbles before you in your safe place. One is filled with all of the family members you have who have limiting beliefs about money. You're especially going to have any family members in that bubble who told you that you would not make any money. You put them all in that bubble where they're safe and sound, but they can't touch you and they're far away. And on the other bubble, the bubble next to them, you're going to put in day trading. You're going to put in your computer. You're going to put in your keyboard. You're going to put in everything in that bubble that has to do with day trading and with currencies. And when everything is in there, your family members in one bubble, day trading in another, just let me know with a nod of the head. Good, very good work. Now you're going to notice that from each of these bubbles is coming a cord. And that cord might be made of energy or plastic or metal or rope or something else entirely. And whatever the rope is made of is correct. So when you've noticed what material the ropes are made of, go ahead and easily and effortlessly just describe what those are like.
It's it's rough and brown.
Mm-hmm. Rough and brown. That's exactly right. Really good. Now go ahead and notice where the cords are connecting to on your body.
Shoulders.
Mm-hmm. Good. Shoulders.
And back.
And back. That's exactly right. And is the cord connecting to your back the one connected to the money with the day trading, or is it connected to the family?
To the family.
Mm-hmm. Good. So the cord connected to the shoulders is connected to day trading, and the cord connected to the back is connected to family. Is that right?
Yes.
Good. Excellent work. You're doing very well. So in just a moment, I'm going to say your favorite color and count down from 3 to 1, and I'll snap my fingers. Not now, but when I snap my fingers, you're going to begin taking your power back from these things with big, strong inhalations, just like this. Good. And when you do that, you're going to notice energy coming across that rough brown cord into your body as you take your power back. Then when you exhale like this, good, you're going to send back any worry, any limiting beliefs, any mean things that are said. You're going to exhale them, sending them back into those bubbles because they're not yours to carry. It's for them. As you do this process, inhaling, taking your power back, exhaling, sending back those things that are not yours, you're going to get taller and taller and taller and taller. And those bubbles are going to get smaller and smaller and smaller. And when you're ready, finally, to cut those cords, you'll know it because you'll have taken all your power back. And you'll let me know by saying, I'm ready, I've done it. Okay? Getting ready to begin in purple. 3, 2, 1. Start breathing in deeply, taking your power back. Good. And when you exhale, send back those things that aren't yours. Good. Inhaling, taking your power back across those cords into your body. And when you exhale, sending back all that stuff which isn't yours. Good, and just continue this process for as long as you need. You're getting taller and taller, those bubbles getting smaller and smaller, and letting me know when you're ready to cut the cord.
I'm ready.
Good. Now when I snap my fingers, you're going to use your dominant hand, the hand you write with. You're going to bring that hand up and you're going to chop down on those cords. And as soon as you cut those cords, those bubbles are going to disappear completely. In 3, getting ready. 2, raising your hand, getting ready to cut the cords. And 1, cutting the first cord and cutting the second cords. Good. And taking a number of nice, deep, letting go breaths. Feeling the power return to your body. Feeling better than you felt in a long time. Feeling completely powerful. And when you think about day trading or you think about your family, just notice how completely neutral and yet powerful you feel. With every breath becoming even more neutral and even more powerful. And when you feel 100% neutral while simultaneously 100% powerful, just let me know by saying the words, I did it, I'm free.
I did it, and I'm free.
Good, excellent work. From now on, anytime you sit down at the computer to day trade, you feel completely neutral and completely free. Today you have reset your programming as it relates to money. You have a new relationship, one where every day in every way you are cultivating the ability to have a Midas touch. Every day in every way, every trade you make becomes more and more like pure gold. Really good. Now in just a moment I'm going to count you back up from 1 to 10. When I reach the number 10, you'll feel better than you've felt in a long time. Perhaps feeling better than you've ever felt. Looking forward to your new power, your new neutrality, and your new ability to cultivate that Midas touch where everything you touch turns to gold. Starting to come back up now. 1, 2, remembering everything and feeling great. 3, starting to move the hands and the feet. 4, feeling that power coming back with you. 5, all the way, a big smile spreading on those lips. 6, feeling so good. 7, getting ready to open the eyes. 8, all the way back. 9, 10, opening the eyes, a big stretch, and the word is yes.
Yes.
Yay.
It's the Y. Wow, that feels great. That feels great. Yes.
I'm glad you did really well.
Thank you so much. And ready to be a billionaire.
Yes. Good.
So this is Grace, and what is your website?
Sure, you can reach me at gracesmithtv.com, or you can go over to my YouTube channel, which is also Grace Smith TV.
That's great. And this is Hypnotist Bernie's Exposition. Join us next week on my new yard. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
See you guys next week.